With the new season just days away, I've put together a little video which has all the basic yet important information you need to start the season correctly. In this video, I'll answer questions in short formats, so I'll have 30 seconds to read the question and then answer it, and we'll move on to the next one, just so we can get as much of the information out there in as short a video as possible. Let's get straight into it. To start things off, we've got Salah or Haaland. For me, I go Salah. It's the safer route. That's what most people have gone with, and his opening day record is sensational. But if you want to be differential, go against the grain, I think Haaland's very viable also. Salah's pre-season hasn't been too good. He hasn't been involved in as many attacks as he normally would be because of verts, etc. The important thing is that you go with one or the other. Drafts without them don't work. So who are my top three £4.5 million defenders? To start with, I would go with Chris Richards at Crystal Palace. His defensive contributions are looking very promising, and 4.5 million looks very good value. Next up, Wan-Bissaka, very highly owned, playing a right wing back role, and he's going to be very good for defensive contributions as a fullback actually as well. And then maybe just as a differential, Patrick Dorgo, because he is playing left wing back for Manchester United. So my top three 5.5 midfielders. I start with Elliot Anderson for Nottingham Forest. He looks very good for defensive contributions and a little bit more box to box than this traditional defensive midfielder. Reinders at Man City. He's making a lot of late runs into the box, and he could be the new Gundogan for Manchester City. And then also Papi Sarr at Tottenham, who's been playing a lot at centre attacking midfield in pre-season for Tottenham. Maybe that can continue, and he's only 5 million. So my top three 7.5 million forwards and below. Mateta to start with. He's on penalties for Crystal Palace and a very good expected goals ratio, but over the last two seasons in particular. João Pedro then at Chelsea. Very good in pre-season, and he's in a lot of teams. You can't go without him. And then potentially last up, I go Jørgen Strand Larsen, a little bit less at 6.5 million and overlooked because he has Man City on the opening day, but his fixtures after that are great. So the best formation to start the season with, it all depends on your teams, but the most popular looking around is 3-5-2. If not that, it'd be a 3-4-3. I don't completely hate a 4-4-2 after that if you're looking for defensive contributions and trying to get some points that way. But certainly a stacked midfield with probably 5 or 4 is what I would be going for. So my most slept on player so far, that would probably have to go to Evan Nielsen at Bournemouth. It's a tough opening fixture away at Liverpool, but after that, his run of 4 games has 3 home games. He's also got 10 goals, 5 assists last season. Only 2.2% owned as well. Failing that, and another one I could mention is Fulkrug, who's been really good in pre-season and only 6 million. So then the best premium striker, excluding Haaland. I would go Ollie Watkins on this one. Villa have a decent run of fixtures at the start of this season. 22% owned at the moment, but if you look at Gyökeres, who is now overtaking him, and he's 26% owned, same price, but with Watkins you know what you're going to get. And Arsenal have such a mix of fixtures to start the season, and the unknown of Gyökeres, I'd go with Watkins. So best premium midfielder excluding Salah. Now this is a tough one for me. I would probably go obviously with Palmer, especially with him being nearly 60% owned in a lot of teams. Failing that, I'd probably go with Florian Wirtz. Again, both of these are players that I haven't got in my team, and I'm scared of what they can do on this opening day and at the start of the season. So Palmer or Wirtz, I would say. So my top 3 defenders, any budget. Probably start with somebody like Marco Correa. I've got him in my team at Chelsea. Great opening fixtures for Chelsea. Has good attacking threat and should chip in with some defensive contribution points. After that, Nottingham Forest, Nico Williams or Murillo, if you can afford the 0.5 more. both very good options. And then finally, I like Munoz, who's been under the radar completely, and just because of his opening fixture. Great fixtures after that. So then my most overhyped player, it would probably have to go to Mohamed Kudus. He's the 4th most selected midfielder in the game at the moment, and Tottenham have not looked particularly good in pre-season. I think he's just got 1 assist in that time. They play tonight, which will be very interesting to see. But he didn't have a great season last season at West Ham, so unless he can really turn it around this season, yes, good, okay value at 6.5, but incredibly overhyped. So, best captain and best differential captain for game week 1. I don't think you can look much further than Salah if you own him. If not, if you don't own him, just go with Haaland. You could go with somebody like Wirtz if you don't have Salah and you fancy Liverpool after Bournemouth's defence has literally been pulled apart over the summer. There could be a few goals for Liverpool. My best differential captain would have to go to somebody like Jarrod Bowen at West Ham, Sunderland away. That's good. So my top 3 goalkeepers. To start with, I'd probably go with Sanchez. If you can afford the £5 million goalkeeper at Chelsea. Like I said before, good opening fixtures. After that, another solid defence as well, as the Chelsea won the Nottingham Forest defence. So Matt Sells would be my next top option. And then after that, I go with Verbruggen, potentially at Brighton. That's my 4.5 million goalkeeper of choice with Kelleher injured. And very much overlooked. And then the final question I've got is player to get ahead of the curve. So which player is going to perform well in a few weeks, and we could jump on that before other people realise this. I would look at somebody like Munoz, who I mentioned before. I think at 5.5 million, when he starts firing, attacking, and if that defence can click, and if Guehi stays at Crystal Palace, I think Crystal Palace could have a really good season, even around Europe. So I would go with Munoz in that situation. So a little bit of a different video there. If you did like it, please hit the like button and comment any suggestions. It would be really appreciated, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hopefully it's helped you out a bit and given you some things to think about as we're just days away from that new season. If you could hit that subscribe button, it would be really appreciated. Hit the notification bell. I'll have weekly team selection videos among other videos in the week, every week leading up to each game week. So join the movement, and I'll see you next time.